Hey everybody, it's Lior. Welcome back to the Nadlan Forum podcast daily. Today we're digging into something I've had a lot of conversations about lately. The subtle but real cool down at the top end of the US housing market. Now don't get me wrong. No one's panicking. This isn't a crash or anything. But if you look at the data, you'll notice some interesting changes, especially if you've been following the frenzy of the last few years. Prices in the luxury segment slipped a bit, about 0.5% down from the previous month, and about 2.4% compared to last year. The typical luxury threshold, which is roughly the top 10% of listings, is now hovering at around 1.24 million nationally. I mean, it's still high, but it's not pushing up the way it was in 2021 and 2022. Another thing that's changed, how long these homes are sitting on the market. We're looking at 79 days on average. That's up about a week from last year. And that's nationally. So in certain spots, it's even longer. I keep hearing from agents who say, we don't see those crazy all-cash bidding wars within hours anymore. Instead, buyers are taking more time, being pickier, and sellers are having to reset their expectations a little. But key point, demand is still there, especially for properties that are truly unique or just plain amazing. Now, I should mention, luxury buyers aren't freaking out over mortgage rates the way the average buyer is. That's mostly because, well, about a third of these $1 million plus homes are bought with cash. Honestly, I had this listing recently, a $1.5 million co-op in New York City. It took about 3 months, and yeah, it had multiple offers, but it was a gradual process. Not like what we saw post-pandemic when things were moving in days. So you can see, even in a city like New York, things are normalizing. A bit of a shift toward balance after those head-spinning times. So, if you remember our earlier episode about down payment struggles, this is sort of the opposite problem. These buyers have cash, but what they're really chasing now is value and unique features. Let's talk about where that search takes them. If you had to guess which city is topping the charts for luxury, yeah, it's still California, Santa Barbara actually, or more officially, the Santa Maria Santa Barbara Metro. The median luxury home here is just about $9 million. I mean, that's wild. And get this, 3 out of every 4 homes for sale, they are listed above 1 million, massive, right? But it's not just about the price tag. Santa Barbara's got that mix. Ocean views, incredible architecture, super limited inventory. And that keeps wealthy buyers flocking and competition very, very tight. But it's not just California showing off. Let's look at Heber up in Utah. For years, it was kind of this hidden gem. And now the 90th percentile price is north of 6.5 million. That's an 8.4% jump in just a year. Ski access, privacy, those amazing mountain vistas. That's what wealthy folks are paying for. And you're still not going to find that kind of stuff bundled together in most big cities. Key West and Key Largo in Florida are holding pretty strong too, with luxury prices up over 3% year over year. So you have these different flavors of luxury depending on whether you want sun, ski, or status. Even Connecticut is in the mix. The Bridgeport-Stamford area saw a dip in prices, about 7%, but it still ranks in the top 5. And then, of course, Los Angeles, where the luxury market took a bit of a breath. But the sheer number of high-end homes means it's always going to be a force. There's something interesting here. A lot of these markets are expensive not just compared to the rest of the country, but even compared to their own local median prices. Santa Barbara luxury homes are almost 5 times the local median price. Every one of these areas, Santa Barbara, Heber, Key West, Connecticut, LA offers some special feature that makes it stand out, and that's what drives those numbers. I think people sometimes assume luxury is just about square footage, but location-specific perks, the ocean, direct ski lift access, a short hop to New York City, these are what people are actually paying a premium for. So for high net worth buyers, it's not one size fits all. Are you looking for privacy or status, beach or mountains, flashy amenities or classic old money proximity to Manhattan? Each market's got its own scene. All right, speaking of what people get for their money, let's move from where people spend big to what exactly 1 million can buy you these days. It's more dramatic than you might think. Here's where it gets really fascinating. Because $1 million is, well, not created equal, depending on where you're house hunting. Take Atlanta. For about $1 million, you can score roughly 4,500 square feet. And we're talking modern, even new construction sometimes, plus all the bells and whistles. Swing over to Honolulu, same price, and now you're looking at something closer to 1,700 square feet. Probably a nice condo, but definitely tighter quarters. When we average it out across the nation, that $1 million to $2 million price point gets you just under 3,000 square feet. But honestly, that number hides wild differences. Some of the best value right now, it's in those secondary cities. Minneapolis, Houston, Dallas, and Heber. Land is more plentiful, housing is newer, and buyers are starting to pay really close attention. Actually, I helped a family move from LA to Dallas not too long ago. They sold this pretty modest place in LA, and what they got in Dallas. Night and day. We're talking bigger yard, pool, brand new high-end kitchen, the works, and still had money left over. Their definition of luxury totally changed. I guess that's what's so interesting about this market right now. Value-driven luxury buyers are opening their eyes to places they didn't consider before because their money goes further and the lifestyle matches or even beats what they had on the coasts. Heber is a perfect example too. People want space and privacy even more post-pandemic, and they're not afraid to look in less conventional places if it means a better fit. So yeah, luxury is way more local than ever before. Whether your dream is a sleek city penthouse or a sprawling mountain retreat, how far your dollars stretch is up to you and, well, geography. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll keep tracking these trends together. There's always something new on the horizon. Catch you on the next episode.